These days the world can feel much too dark. But what I'm remembering in the midst of this season is that the light of God shines all around us. You just have to look for the highlights.
Farming as a career, a vocation. But it was something that had to be more of a calling. It had to be something that developed over time. Typically, to be in a farming situation, you grew up with it. And in my situation, it was one of those where I spent a lot of time as a child with my dad. And the first thing he did is at a young age, he let me do some things on my own. It was, yeah, sure, any kid wants to drive the tractor and brag to his buddies about, oh, Dad let me drive the tractor, or he let me drive the truck. The things that my dad let me do is later in life was start making decisions, start allowing me to test the waters and some different techniques, maybe come up with some of my own innovative ideas about different ways of using inputs, products, maybe even some different styles of farming. And that's what probably kept me curious and engaged with the farm, is the fact that he allowed me to do some things on my own. Basically, he allowed me to take ownership of the farm and be innovative. What inspires me about the farm and what did I learn early on is that my dad let me do some things on my own, and I didn't have to buy in with dollars. I was buying in with my time, talents, and energy. When it comes down to grain farming as a farmer for me, what am I really doing? I'm capturing God's sunlight, and I'm trying to, and through the plant, create a harvest. And really it just comes down to having the right amount of water, the right amount of nutrients, and capturing the sunlight that allows that crop to grow, flourish, reproduce, and have a seed. We as farmers, we talk about the best crop you're going to raise is just before you open the seed and put it in the ground, because you're taking it from a very stable environment, a very secure environment, and you're placing it in the ground to expose it to the weather, the different climates, pests, wildlife, diseases. What's going to happen with that? What can you do to guard that seed, nurture that seed? Because there's a lot of environment working against you and for you. There's good and bad, and it's just a matter of managing those different environments. But in those 40 years, the ways you do it are totally different because of the fact of just evolving technology, different thought processes, and a lot of times how you're coached, mentored, and trained in the profession. You can do this for many years, but every year is different. And isn't that the exciting part of the lifestyle of a farmer? You can't go out and farm by yourself. You got a lot of different business partners that provide you services. They provide you products. They provide you technical support. That's very much the same as far as leading a faith-filled life. You can't have faith on your own. You need some spiritual guidance. You need some mentoring. You need some ministry. You need a partner in faith. You need a church. You need a congregation. You need some things that help you get through some of the lows. And if you're on a high, you get to carry others to that high. Every family member that's a part of this farm has a different talent. They have a different interest. Same as with your faith and in your church. You have a variety. You got a variety of people, personalities. And so what you do is you align them, you nurture them, you encourage them, you help them grow in their faith, and you grow with them. One of the best things that someone can tell you as a person, if you've been successful in life, is to have someone come up to you and say to you, I really appreciate you mentoring me in my faith, or I really appreciate how you've mentored me in farming. That's the ultimate goal, because then you've touched someone, you've inspired someone, you've leveraged what you know and utilize that with someone else. You know, you get deeded a property and all that goes with it. But in the end, you know, that land is yours for just a small amount of time. I mean, if we think about how long God's great earth has been here before you and how long it'll be after you, you're just a millisecond in the tenure, the longevity of that land. So when you think about, oh, I've been deeded a farm, but that really, you really don't own that. You're just borrowing it in your lifetime. You're utilizing it. You know, one of the things about having some faith in what you do as a farmer is that, you know, no matter how good the crop is on June 1st, it can be totally different October 1st at harvest. So sometimes when you think that you've got a great harvest potential in June, it's amazing how it never ends up that way, or it can be the opposite. You think you're in a disaster situation. Your crop is behind, it's thin, it's spotty, it's got lots of holes in it. And then for some reason, you know, a gift from God, obviously, it evolves, it matures, it grows, and it blossoms into a bountiful harvest you never expected. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven.